I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day, and I have great interview for you. But it's more like one of those interviews that you get where you're like, get a piece of paper, get a pen out, get your tablet or whatever you're used to taking notes, because we're getting ready to make some money, or tell you how. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. So like I said, and I'm probably going to mess up this gentleman's name because I'm not really like comfortable saying it, but I'm going to try. It's Yeukai?
It is indeed. Thank you for trying. You got it.
I did it. Okay, the show is over. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show, Yeukai. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's such a great honor to be joining you here and seeing everything you're doing. I think I want to be part of this. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, thank you. So tell everybody about yourself, because, I told everybody they were going to be like learning about money here. So everybody's thinking about that. So let's just go ahead and go into it.
Indeed. So I'll share my story in three parts. I'm an immigrant. I migrated from Zimbabwe to England just nearly 20 years ago now. And I wasn't born in a family with a lot of money. It was, I would say, a middle-class type of family. But came to England, had to start from zero, not, without anything. And I so happened to be blessed. I walked, into a local church. The very first week I joined, I came to England, and there was a couple there that saw me. They said, "Hey, come on, have a meal with us." Immediately, they liked me and I liked them. They said, "Hey, we feel like God wants us to look after you." It's an interesting story. And I said, "Well, I like your God because I'm new into the country. I didn't know anybody, so I ended up moving in with them." And the husband was a business owner. He then introduced me to the world of business, which was a game changer altogether. So the second part is I started learning the whole, the basis of making money. In fact, I'll tell you a fun story and then I'll move on. I remember working at a local store and, I would come back and you say, "Can I have a look at your paycheck?" And I would say, "That's a bit private. Oh, I'm not going to share that." And he did it. First time I gave it. Second time, he didn't say anything. The third time he said, "Are you going to keep on working at that place?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, the reason I was asking you that if your paycheck is, I wanted to point out something, that as long as you're working for somebody like you're doing, it's going to take you a way long time to become financially independent." Mm-hmm. And then the pen dropped. And I said, "Well, you show me what to do." And then he went on to systematically show me the building blocks of any business, which truly has revolutionized my life. I then went on to start my own business. I started a virtual assistant business, which did very well in a very short space of time. We were getting clients from all over the world, the US, Canada, Australia, many parts of Europe, and some parts of Africa. They were using my virtual assistant services. It was a miracle, really, the way we grew in that. And I thought, you know what, I want to give back because of the success I was getting, which is the third part of my story. I thought, what can I do to give back? So the first thing that came to my mind was, helping with a charity in Iligan City over there in the Philippines. And the reason being for that was some of my virtual assistants were based in the Philippines. So I wanted to give some money back into their country. I did that. We started a charity. We partnered. I did not start it. We partnered with a local charity that was there. We grew it. In fact, when people Google, they'll be able to find it. It's called Handog. We'll be able to find more information on that. Maybe they can contribute something on there. That would be awesome. But something happened. I knew that that alone is not enough. So I then went on to find, how can I pass on the knowledge that I have to others that John, had shared with me right in those early years of my life here in England, in Britain. I started a podcast where I was just sharing, and that was way back in 2015. And I quickly ran out of the things that I wanted to share with people, but I was enjoying the process. And I started interviewing other experts, and Yeukai Business Show was born from that. We then went on to be ranked number 3 on Apple podcast. In fact, I had an interview with Grant Cardone once. I interviewed him. And I said, do you realize that we are ranking number 3 just above you here on Apple? And he said, no way, so I had to show him. And it was a great conversation. And that was one of those successes that I had. It was because I was interviewing other experts and then promoting the work they do. And I still do that. I've got over 400 at the moment interviews I've done with experts, people in business, people who are centered in business. So I know 1 or 2 things about business, and I intend to be sharing that here with you today.
Awesome. Wow. Greg Cardone. Wow, you ranked. Oh, that must have blew his mind. I wish I was a fly on the wall right then when you told him that. What?
It was funny. It was funny because, he said, no way. And I said, well, you're making all the money. Let me just do one thing. And so we had a giggle about that. But he's an incredible man.
Yeah. Oh, yes, he is. He definitely is. I was just thinking about him. Yes, he definitely is. So, okay. So tell me something, we can't go into a big detail, but we can definitely go into something. What should people do to get out of the rat race? That one check that just keeps coming and coming, and people get comfortable in that. But you know what? What can we do today to start moving forward in our dreams for tomorrow?
First of all, you have to develop. You have to become a certain type of a person before you can get certain results. If you are an employee, you have been trained to be an employee all your life. Education, the way it was structured, it was geared to train you to become an exceptional employee. That is good to a degree, but if you want to become a business owner, you have to be trained to think like a business owner. So what I say to people who want to escape the rat race is begin to find out what business owners do. What do they think about? What do they learn? And begin to consume that on a regular basis and do it in a systematic, measurable way. Not like, I do it today, tomorrow I miss and all that. That's a recipe for disaster. Be very intentional. Begin to develop yourself in that. You will get there. And once you are done with that, in fact, as you begin to develop yourself as a business owner, not an operator, a business owner and operator, they're 2 different people. An operator is there 24/7. As a business owner, he said the whole thing and start and appoint people to work on that while he collects the money and give the direction to where the company is going. So that's what I would say.
I absolutely love being an entrepreneur. I love being a businesswoman. I've done it for so many different years, but it can fluctuate, which is probably the scariest part for most people because of the fluctuation. What do you tell people? Because I know they're going to be like, well, it's not guaranteed. It could go up and down. And literally, to me, there is no other way. There is no other way. And I think about going back to that 9 to 5 and I cringe.
Yeah.
I cringe. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. So, I just can't. So, but what do you tell people who are coming out and they're scared?
Yeah, what I say really is twofold. The first one is at the beginning, don't leave your 9 to 5 job, so to speak. I'm getting my words confused there. 100%. Go part-time so that if it is fluctuating, you still have some kind of income coming in. People say, yay, jump ship. That it's scary out there, and it's guaranteed that you're going to have some ups and downs over there. So, it takes time. There's so many projects that you can do, that you can generate money and income to such a degree that you begin to have more income from your part-time gig, so to speak, that surpasses your daytime job. Once you get there, you're set to go.
Definitely. You said something that was really, really very important. Do not quit your 9 to 5 just so you can pursue your career, just because you want to go after your dreams or whatever, you stay there. And I did that for years. I stayed at my 9 to 5, but what I did was I woke up a little bit earlier. And I worked on my dream, and then I stayed up a little bit later and I worked on it to the point where it actually passed the income that I was making on my 9 to 5, and I was literally paying them to work.
That's right.
Like, I'm done. I quit. I gave them 2 weeks and I was done. I was like, okay, is that a good suggestion?
It is an incredible suggestion. In fact, it is the most proven way that takes out the headache. Because if you leave your 9 to 5 job right there, it's not just you. Remember, the life is not just you. You've got kids, you've got a wife, you've got maybe a husband, you've got all these amazing people who are relying on you. So you are putting them all at risk. So you want to calculate your risk. You know, one thing that I say to people as a business owner is I take calculated risk. I don't do it blindfolded, you know, like, oh yeah, you need to take risk. That's what, like, we don't do that as business owners. We make an informed decision based on the risk. What am I going to lose? What are the chances of me winning without jeopardizing your day-to-day income, your stability? You don't want to lose your home. You don't want to lose your car. You don't want to lose the support at home. Get that sorted out and then move in to do whatever you want to do.
Definitely. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. There's just so many different things that you can do to move forward and get that money and get that job and you know, kind of transfer it out from being on the job to being on the dream.
Exactly. Oh, I love that.
You got to do it. I mean, you know, that's pretty much what this station is all about. It's about, you know, showing people that you can do this and that there are people that have jumped. When you leaped, when you left that 9 to 5, what did it feel like for you?
For me, I did not leave it like I was saying, all of a sudden. It was very gradual. And I would say my mentor put it this way. You know, he said, if you want to succeed in a business, you want to have other people working for you, because business becomes effective when you've got experts working with you all the time. Somebody who manages your social media, somebody who does your sales, somebody who does your marketing. You want people who are very good at that, doing a small part of that. That's why I like the gig world, really, you know, because you can have all these amazing people do small things for you at the same time. I took that on board. In fact, it was the main reason I started outsourcing to the Philippines, because the cost was lower than hiring somebody from the United Kingdom. So I would hire somebody at at a lower rate and sell those services at a higher or a premium rate to others. While I was doing that, I was learning one of the critical skills you ought to have, which is the ability to manage, motivate, and lead people, you know, with a very minimum initial cost, so that later on I can use those same skills, which will never leave you, by the way. Once you master them, you can go and, you know, develop and build bigger things. Those skills will help you greatly. So just to summarize, and I've gone around there, is perhaps the second thing, after gradually leaving your 9 to 5 and beginning to develop yourself, you want to begin to develop the skill of managing people, spotting talent, and getting the talent to work for you as you pursue your goals. You do that, my friend, if you're listening, you'll be on your dreams in no time.
Definitely. You go from the 9 to 5 work life to the 9 to 5 dream life. Well, actually, it's not 9 to 5. It's more like 7 to 12. It's a little bit longer than what you think, but you know what? I have those days where I can just schedule myself off, which is it's wonderful. I can just schedule myself off, take a drive up to one of the amusement parks and spend the entire day with my family, which is something that you just can't do on the spur of the moment if you work for somebody else.
Absolutely. And the fulfillment, of doing things on your terms. You know, we all want to do things on our terms. I have this motto, you know, that the team knows, that I want to do what I want to do with whoever I want to do it with, whenever I want to do it, without any limitation. Of course, all of that needs to be within the law. And the moment I feel like I'm being, you know, put in a box, there's something, no, I don't belong here. I want the ability to fly. You know, say, you know, I need to raise, this month, I need an extra 10,000 because I'm going to take all my family to a Hillsong conference in Sydney, Australia. You know, I have that. And then I'll say, you know, come on, guys, let's go. We're going for a weekend. Off we go. And then we come back. I carry on with what I do. That's the freedom I want. And that's the freedom I think everybody deserves to have. And you can have that if you've got the right mentor or right approach.
Definitely. Well, I mean, we can be here talking about this whole thing all the time. I mean, we can know for a very long time, but we don't have that long. But what we do have is a means to get to the place where you can actually begin your journey. So where can people find you?
Well, the best place really is to listen to some of my conversations I've had with some of the highly successful people. Just go to my podcast, which is Yeukai Business Show. Just go there. You'll be able to subscribe if you want to subscribe on there. If you just want to come and listen to the stuff. And listen, don't just listen with an intention of just nourishing your brain. Listen with an intention to learn something that you can apply the following day. It doesn't need to be 10, just one aspect. For example, in this conversation, there may have been one thing that stood out for you. Write it down. And as Tony Robbins put it this way, never leave a place of discovery without scheduling a day to implement what you've discovered. So, you know, do that. Come to my business show. Learn one thing, decide on when you're going to implement it. If you don't implement it, ask yourself the million-dollar question. Why didn't you do that? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you are in the habit of not doing what you say and schedule for yourself, just one there, it means you're doing the same thing everywhere. And you wonder what's going on in life. So yeah, come listen. Would love for you to listen and grow.
That's right. That's right. We're going to have that information in the description box below. So it's easier for you to go ahead and go there. You just copy and paste that, put that in your browser or click it. If it is highlighted, it'll take you straight there. I thank you so very much, Yeukai, for being on Yeukai, right?
It is. It is indeed.
I'm still getting it. It's good. This is good. This is good for me. Yes. So I want to thank you so much, Yeukai, for being on the show. I appreciate it. It is nothing like another person to say the same thing that you've been saying all along, that you can do this. It may take some time. This is not a get-rich scheme. No. This is definitely a 9 to 5 to your dream. You are going to move towards your dream. Get up early. Do something towards that. Stay up a little later and do something towards it. In the middle would be your 9 to 5. And I'm telling you, it'll start eating up at the ends of it where it doesn't make any sense to stay. And that's when you can leave.
That's right. Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye for now.